Hello, welcome to Data Manipulation Techniques presentation. My name is Arman Kelsinwala and my student ID is 20046866771, and this is the final presentation, and the topic which I have selected for today is the Canada votes, which includes of the politics, which is Canada votes 2019, the poll tracker. So over here it is the federal elections which has been conducted by Canada government for every 4 years for the run of the prime minister, and every ward, like the Toronto ward, the New Saskatchewan ward, and everyone, the whomsoever candidates get selected, they itself, whomsoever parties get selected, they forms a majority, and uh, the prime minister has been elected by the and the prime minister has been elected by the respective parties. So this is the topic which I have selected. So how often the elections are conducted in Canada? So in Canada, the federal government elections are mostly the province and the territories that have passed a legislation setting up fixed election dates, that is for tenure of around 4 years, whereas many other countries have a tenure of around 5 years, such as India. So in this PPT I will be showing you, like, from where I have downloaded the dataset. I have cleansed the data in Excel and removed the unwanted columns, created a pivot table in Excel, visualization of the pivot data, then uh, the codes in, like, the analyzing and visualization in Jupyter Notebook, use of Power BI, and visualization using charts. So this is the data set which I have selected, and it has around 3000 rows in total, and there, as you can see, there are many unwanted columns, like, so this is the data for a better understanding. So this is the Toronto Center data set, and here are the polling stations, the polling station numbers, the electoral district name, and these are the rejected ballots and everything. This is the candidate middle name, which I suppose is not useful, so I have removed it in the working data set. This is the candidate's first name, by which we can identify what are the different types of candidates who have been standing and from which respective parties they have been affiliated with, such as the Baljit has been affiliated with People's Party, and Dwayne has been affiliated with the Free Party Canada. And in the end, as we can see, there is the candidate poll votes. That is the number of votes which have been the people who have voted for the respective candidates. So here is the working data set. In this I have removed mostly the unwanted columns, and after that I have used the pivot table for the further analysis. So as you can see in the pivot table, the pivot table has been bifurcated as per the grand total of 100%. So as we can see, Miss Martin, from the bar chart, as we can see, the Marcy has got more votes as compared to that of the other candidates. Only one candidate which has been, let's say, has given a fight to Marcy is Anim, and rest other has gotten less number of votes as compared to that of the other respective candidate. So this was about the pivot and the Excel, cleansing the data in Excel. After that I have imported the data in Jupyter Notebook. So as you can see, these are the steps which I have followed for the analysis, and this is the chart for the Excel purpose. After that, I have used the Jupyter Notebook for importing the data set. So to import the data set, I have used the that is the PD, that is the pandas, which represents the pandas as read CSV file, as the file is in the CSV format. And I have provided this location where the file has been stored. After that, I need to see the data frame of the polls. So I have given it as a name as polls, and after that I have called the data frame so I can see the structure of the data set. like what are the nan values and everything. After that, I have used the ilog command, which gives me the third row in the dataset for the better understanding of the data, and the count gives us the number of rows in the dataset. The min will give me the minimum value of the dataset, and the max is vice versa, which will give me the maximum value of the dataset. The median, so the median will provide me with the mid value of the dataset, like if it is ranging from 1 to 10, so I suppose a 5 is the mid value of the dataset, so the median will help me to find the mid value and for the further analysis of it. If I have some missing datasets in my rows, so I can use mean, median, but mostly people will go with the analyst goes with mean or median for the better accuracy to treat the missing values, to treat the nan values. The describe gives me the description of the dataset, like what is the count, what is the mean, standard deviation. 25 is the IQR, that is the interquartile range, like first quartile, second quartile, and third quartile. Info will give me the information about the dataset, like what types of data, the data type it is, like integer, object, float, varchar. And as we can see, the head will give me the first 5 rows of the dataset, and if I want to change it, like if I put 10 over here, so I will get the 10 rows in the dataset. The tail, similarly the tail will give me the last 5 rows of the dataset. And even I can change this as well, like if I want to see the last 10 rows, 10 last 15 rows, I can change this number over here. So the describe will give me the description of the dataset, and the fill NA values will fill the nan, that is the NA values, with replace it with 0, so it won't give us any error while doing a further analysis. So over here we have used the hist plot using the Seaborn library, and as you can see, on the x-axis we have used the candidate's first name, and on the y-axis we have used the candidate poll votes count. Oh, just a second. This is the candidate's first name, and over here we have used the candidate poll votes count. And the color I have used over here is blue. If I want to change, I can change it. And over here I will represent the title, like what the title regarding the dataset has been used. So it gives us a better understanding. By looking at the title, you will understand that it is regarding the polls in Canada. So as you can see, the Massey has got more votes, so the number is quite high as compared to that of the NA. And Brand has a quite less numbers as compared to that of the others. Over here we have used the cufflinks, imported the cufflinks library and the plot lab. So as I said, there are different types of function in pandas which will give us the counts, the minimum value, the maximum value, and the median. And as I said, the median has been used to find the mid values in the dataset in order to treat the missing values. We have the matplotlib library as well, and this library is used for to create an animated static visualization it is used to create and for a better visualization, the analyst use this library to display the charts in the Jupyter notebook so that it can be understood by the business analyst and the analysis team as well, so that it can be showed to the client, like the growth factors and everything, using this charts. So the Seaborn library. So Seaborn library is also a visualization library, and it provides a high level of interface of the statistical graph. So this is also been used by the analyst for the proper visualization of the data. The log. The log can takes only the index labels and returns the rows of the data frame, whereas ilog is used to select the by the numbers in order to retrieve the data. So these are the different functions which I have already talked about, and this is the histplot. So the plyplot library, so it is a collection of command style that makes the matplot library, and over here we have used two different charts, that is the box plot and the scatter plot. In the ply library, and as you can see in the box plot, we can see the IQR, the first quartile, the second quartile, and the third quartile, the mid value and the maximum value of any data which we are over here clicking. So as you can see, the box plot is a visualization allows to examine the distribution of data. So every box plot displays the minimum, the first quartile, the first quartile, the third quartile, and the mid value of a data set, and the maximum value as well. So over here we have used the Power BI. So Power BI is a business analytical software, and it is used to develop interactive visualizations and business intelligence. It has been used by various organizations to create a dashboard, and it has been used by the visualization team to give a better understanding to the client about the data. If we have any retail data or any banking finance domain data, so the charts will depict the growth factors of the previous month, or if we say the financial year growth, like if we compare both the sales of both the years in the retail sector, so the chart itself will depict that the sale in the last financial year was much higher as compared to that of this year. So we can this is a nice software which we can use for visualization purpose. And over here we have used two charts, that is the pie chart and the bar chart. So as we can see, the Marcy is in the blue over here in the pie chart, and NM is in the dark blue. So they covers much more area of the pie as compared to that of the others. So it clearly depicts that Marcy has been winning as compared to that of the other electoral candidates in this particular Toronto ward. And over here, as we can see, she contributes around 41.96% as compared to that of the others. So that's all from my side, and thank you. Have a nice day.